All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another... Well, I'm going to restart. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Weezcast. I am your host, Aiden Morden, with co-host...
Caleb Chassis.
And special guest...
Caleb Prindler.
Steven could not be with us today. We had to cancel...
Hey, that's intentional.
We had to cancel... Not cancer. Steven is sick, but not with cancer. So we had to cancel our episode or reschedule again for the Black Album. It will be coming soon, hopefully. But yeah, so for tonight, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. You may notice that you're not looking at a picture that I poorly edited. You are looking at us. And we are, as Rivers Cuomo would say, in the garage? Garage, I think he says. Steven's better at pronouncing it because he hates it.
In the gay rage.
Yes. So we're going to be watching the music videos from the singles from the Blue Album, which is appropriate that we have Caleb returning because he was with us for our very first episode of Weezcast where we listened through the Blue Album. So we are going to go watch those music videos, take some notes, and we will be back to discuss it. All right, everybody, we are back from watching the music videos from the Blue Album. And, Caleb, you want to give us some thoughts on Undone? I feel like this is going to be a little bit more free-flowing discussion instead of, like, I say everything and then it's like, oh, we're going to say that stuff.
So the intro to the video was kind of cool. How it, like, started in, like, the hallway and then it goes into the room and all of a sudden it's, like, upside down. And it's like, I just didn't see that coming. It's kind of cool. And then I was thinking... it's just kind of weird. These guys are acting a little bit weird. But then I just started laughing because they're like, the drums are just like obviously not matching the beat. And then it just got like, but it's obvious that they were just doing it like deliberately for comedic purposes. And then like by the end of the video, it was just kind of descended into silliness and it was just very funny. So I quite enjoyed the video and I feel like it improved my overall opinion of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because it just...
I like, too, that with it coming in upside down and then flipping, because the guy outside was not upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how... They must have just done editing, but, like, they didn't have very good technology back then for editing, because it was in 1994. But I love, too, that the whole music video was shot in one take. Like, the camera just moves around, so they would have had to plan out everything. And then with having dogs in it, too. And then, like, having them running around or whatever, like, having it perfect like that. And the camera just moving around and, like, going to the different ones of them. The silly stuff like that. It was kind of cool. And, like, I'm going to be honest, the most shocking thing about this music video, I have never seen it. I don't think I've ever actually seen that music video before.
Really?
I thought I had, but I've definitely not.
Maybe you're just thinking about the Weird Al one.
I don't know.
Because that one's similar.
No, I don't think so. I just assumed that I would have seen it, but I didn't recognize it. It was so weird seeing Rivers with hair like that.
Yeah.
He looked like even more nerdy than normal.
I feel like I've accomplished something. I'm the only one that has actually seen it before.
Yeah.
So, so I feel like when you're listening to the song, just the track, no video or nothing, I feel like it's longer. But in the music video, I enjoyed it a lot more because I think that they might have cut a few things, possibly, or even if they didn't, it just felt shorter, which I liked.
Yeah.
There wasn't as long as
it's more
intro.
entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of, like, every time when I watch that music video, I'm always confused why it's upside down. I always forget why.
We may never find out. We may never know.
And like you see, like you pointed out about the drums, I think for the most of it, he was going off sync on purpose.
Yeah.
But then
same with him like not singing some of the lines, and then like strumming the guitar but not doing anything with his left hand.
Yeah, like that's the first thing I noticed. The first thing I noticed that was off was after the first chorus, when Matt Sharp wasn't even playing the bass, and the bass was like chugging away, and he's just like going like this along with it or whatever. And so I think the idea is probably to come across at first it's like, oh wow, this music video is really poorly made, and like these guys are losers, but then it becomes like extremely self-aware, which is really neat, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, I liked how goofy they made it. And I thought it was funny and fun. I don't know, I had nothing against it. I liked it.
I also loved, I think that Pat was the best part of the music video.
Yeah.
Like the faces that he's making Pat's the drummer.
Oh, yeah.
So when he's like drumming and he's just making that like his mouth is full of air, he's like, I don't know, man. That kind of face.
His expressions.
And then whenever he's like doing that like little jig or whatever, and then he's running around the drum. It's like the drum. It's like a big. It's really drum heavy. There's so much going on with the drums, and he's just running around and hitting the cymbals.
Even before that, earlier on in the video, there's like a drum fill. It's like he's just like drumming in the air.
I'm really surprised I've never seen that before, but I don't think that I have, and I loved it, honestly. Like everything, like stuff like that makes me love Weezer just even more.
That's true.
Because they're so like unique and like ridiculous.
I love things that make me laugh.
That looks a lot better.
It does.
You look a lot better.
Thanks. I do because anyway.
Because you look like Buddy Holly.
Yeah, I got my new glasses, and I intentionally got ones that were similar to what Rivers wears. He has a bunch of different ones that he switches between, but I like the ones without the little silver things on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I really liked when Matt Sharp was just like sitting on the ground, cross-legged with his bass and like just vibing with it, and then like Pat running over to the dog after. Yeah. Just like it was a fun music video. And it didn't really add anything to the song. I feel like it, if anything, kind of took away from the meaning of the song because the song's already confusing as it is.
Yeah, I was thinking that
it made sense to you when I explained it when we recorded episode 1, but that was months ago. Yeah. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Any other comments on Undone?
It was just a fun video for like a fun song.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Buddy Holly. Were you trying to do a segue? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize. All right. I don't have a lot to say about it, but so I'll start it off with just what I do have to say. The fact that Weezer, who is at this point, it's 1994. I think they started like a couple years before 94. But then that 94 is when the Blue Album came out. So they didn't have a lot of time to gain a lot of traction. And then they have these 3 singles from their first album that absolutely blow up and are apparently their first song and music video are big enough that they happen to be able to somehow manage to get on the set of Happy Days, which was an extraordinarily big show.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they were able to do that. I think that's wild because like they're basically nobodies, and then all of a sudden, like their fame just came all of a sudden, and then they're playing, and Fonzie was there. I do have a little bit else to say, but
wasn't that all like photoshopped in?
No.
What? You mean the people?
Yeah.
No, it was all the live set.
What? Aren't those people like? Wasn't that filmed in like the 60s or something? Happy Days.
I don't think it's that old.
It is really old.
It is really old, but they might have got other people that look similar as well. I don't know.
It was definitely them.
Yeah, no, it was the original actors. But it's like
old. My gosh. You know what? That makes sense because Happy Days is older than that.
Yeah.
So I guess they weren't actually. It was edited in, but they would have had to get the rights, which is still impressive. I feel a little stupid now for not realizing that because that math doesn't work. But they took footage of the show and combined it.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
That's
in 94 that would have been.
That's a little disappointing.
It's kind of impressive that they fooled you in 94.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Using 94 editing technology.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was even before Windows 90.
One of you say something. I feel silly.
Okay, I really loved this music video. It was like my favorite one. Like it's so unique, and the way they incorporated it into like Happy Days, and the song just really fits the vibe of that show, and just like had all the people dancing. I thought the people dancing were like actors that they brought in, but then like when it showed the original actors, so they were like edited into that. So yeah, I thought the music video was super cool. It was super unique for like a music video, and I feel like it had a little bit less of like kind of the Weezer comedy and just kind of nerdy charm to it, but it was I thought it was overall like probably my favorite one.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about it, but I do have to say that Rivers is having too much of a great time. And
Why?
I don't know.
He just is.
But also one thing that confused me is now that I know that they edited it they edited it in.
I have a hard time saying edited it as well. I always have.
Anyways, edited it.
He's got a stutter.
They edited it in. But so when he plays the riff, like the judges, they like put their heads down and they're like, why?
I don't know.
That's so weird. Why are they upset that he's playing a riff that doesn't even sound bad? that confused me.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice it either. I was confused why you're like, what? I didn't get that.
I got that.
But I love that it had where it stopped and then it said to be continued.
Yeah.
And then went back like it was a commercial break, like it's on the show.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then how it ended, the girls leaving with Fonzie. Ladies, what the heck are you doing? Weezer's there. It's like, because it's kind of like at the end of the music video, Fonzie steals the show with his dancing or whatever, and nobody's paying attention to Weezer anymore.
Oh.
But,
yeah.
like, I'm going to just say it. Fonzie's not that cool.
You're right.
He's not that cool.
Probably was in the 60s.
Or in 94.
Who wants that hair in the first place?
I don't know, not me. It makes me say...
It ain't so.
It ain't so. And you know what's interesting, actually? What I thought of right when the music video started is that it starts out on an angle like this. Like, of them from the side.
True.
And it's like Rivers, and the way he's like just looking at the camera and then playing the guitar, it's like he's like, I don't know. There's some sort of a link there. Like, I feel connected with him at that point, and it was a little bit scary. Like, Rivers, why are you looking at me like that? I love it, but I hate it, and I'm scared.
Well, it looks like he's just like really enjoying like the riff that he's playing, and he's just like, I don't know, just like taking way too much enjoyment in his own music.
Yeah, like he's so
like, this is so cool.
I don't really have much to say, so...
There was the one thing you noticed.
Oh, yeah, so in the middle of the music video, maybe more to the end, I assume it's on purpose, but they got somebody washing clothes in the background of the set.
Yeah, from the side view. I didn't even notice it, and then Caleb said something, and he's just putting in a load of laundry.
My favorite part is when like the drummer just like stops and like smiles at the camera and then starts playing again, and it's like going along with the music.
Yeah, it's almost like his smile just like he goes like completely deadpan again.
Yeah.
Which is interesting that it's like silly because the song's not that silly.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's just funny. It was interesting for me because I've never watched any of the music videos or like seen them at all. To see like the guys behind the music, like playing the songs, and they have such like a goofy, nerdy charm about them.
You should have come to the concert. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be just kind of like fun guys to hang out with and like really funny.
Let's go see them in Toronto, July 5th.
I'll come this time.
We'll see. But yeah, so I don't know. I just really like that about the music videos, that they're just kind of like being silly, being themselves, and then, but yeah, it's like the song isn't like a silly song. It's kind of a cool song. I like it, but
Oh yeah. Do you have anything else to say about it?
Well, I was just gonna say that I wonder if it was one of those things where whoever you live with or your family just don't care and intrude in what you do. If you're making a music video, or if it was purpose. That's what I want to know.
I think it was on purpose, but maybe that type of a vibe.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody else said anything about the guitar solo. How it's just a complete cutaway to them playing hacky sack.
Yeah.
That was like really weird, and it's funny because the thing that I wrote is it's got a lot of silly things, but such a serious subject matter. And I feel like it's the type of thing where whenever you're really self-conscious about something or insecure, sometimes a defense mechanism is to joke. Or like make light of it. So it's almost like I feel like Rivers is kind of adding silliness into it to kind of make it easier for him to portray the song because it's so serious.
Wasn't the song like about his upbringing or about his dad or something?
So I guess it was his stepfather.
His stepfather.
I think in the original episode when we were discussing it, I had some information wrong. I thought that it was dad who was an alcoholic and became a pastor. His dad did become a pastor, but I think it's his stepdad who was the alcoholic. And I don't know. I got confused.
Because the one shot that was pretty brief where they just kind of like go throughout the house and it's kind of like messy. There's a bunch of people around doing random things and it kind of like looks like just kind of like a lower middle class family just trying to like get by and just, you know, living life, doing life together in kind of like a more meager setting. And so it's almost like the video is kind of portraying like his upbringing almost of like I don't know if that's the actual house he grew up in or whatever, but like,
I don't know.
That'd be interesting. An interesting fun fact if it was. But it's just like that's just something I thought of from the videos. Like I wonder if this is kind of like his upbringing, but then like him and his band are just kind of like goofing off, making the best of it, you know, by like joking, like you were saying. Because they're in like a super small cramped room, you know, and there's like it's the laundry room and some guys doing laundry there and it's like and they're just playing hacky sack in the yard.
Pretty cool.
Simple things to like distract from just kind of the simple life. I don't know.
The good life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is that another song?
Yeah, it's from Pinkerton. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Not me.
Say it ain't so.
All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of Weezcast
Us.
Weezcast Plus. We did that double, so just make sure you do it right.
Did I not do it right?
Yeah.
No. Some people that go like this, or they do weird stuff.
This is my Weezer gang sign. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another. Hello, everybody, to an extra special episode of. I already said that. I feel like I'm having a stroke.